A couple things I forgot to add to this is to show what cooling features it has in this case. Right up front here, the very front, there's a red LED 140 millimeter fan with the option of, I believe, putting in 120. Just right here. On the back here, we also have another red LED 120 millimeter fan in the rear, which both this and this can also be switched off for the LEDs, just in case if you don't want to have glowing lights in the middle of the night when you're sleeping. And on the top here, we got a 140 millimeter non-LED fan, which is really neat because this also has the option to put 120 millimeter fans instead. So I think it's really useful, just because if it's hard to find a 140 millimeter fan, it's not as common as, I guess, as the 120 millimeter. You know, for both the front and the top here, you can definitely, once they bust or once they break down, you could put in 120 millimeter fans. I forgot to mention also that there's a dust filter for the PSU. Tool is designed for the graphics card. Tool is designed for all the hard drives, or I mean CD drives and DVD drives. Same with the hard drives. All you do is get those clips that came supplied with the case, pop them onto each side, slide them right in. So really good case. I don't know if I were to pick between these two, which one I would say is the better of the two. I would say cooling is probably better on the Antec 900 too. I still have yet to know how well the cable management system will be here, because as far as I could see, I could only see one hole up here, which is basically occupied by all the cables from the case itself, excuse me, and then one hole on the bottom here. So I believe there's one over here in the back side here too, but I mean, as in for holes, like this one already looks like it's all full. So I don't know, we're gonna play with it, we're gonna see. The good thing about this case is what I love the most is the CPU cooler access point, because I will probably do some testing on seeing which CPU fan or heatsink will be better, because right now I have, in this case, I have a Thermaltake Ultra 120 Ultra Extreme, I mean, sorry. And then in this other system that I'm benching right now, or sorry, stress testing, I have a 97 Zalman NT. I will be trying to mod this with as much of these green LED 80mm Newton mod fans neatly and tidily, just because I want to try and keep the colors the same in the inside. Reason being, I don't know why Zalman did it, but they put a green LED on the 9700 NT. I would have went for blue if I could. They had the blue one, but I didn't like the copper look of the heatsink, so I'll have to get that. So anyway, I mean, like, I already have a system that's pure blue anyway. Nice to see a little bit of a change. So I will put a video up for the next upcoming mods. This is just a swap right now. I'm just putting a old system into a newer case, but that will open up the possibilities for me to put, I want to get another EP 45 UDP 3P motherboard in here with the Zalman NT. Also, I want to get a quad core, probably a 9550, and then if I can afford it by that time, I'd probably get some Raptors. So this is all just for future rig work, I guess, because I want to build a quad core. The system right here is overclocked to 4 gigahertz. It's doing me excellent. I love the case. I love everything about it. But it's an E8400 dual core, overclocked to 4 gigahertz. I mean, it does everything that I wanted and needed to, but I want to go with a quad. I don't think an i7, just because, I don't know, I don't think quad cores are even fully used yet. One of the things I want to do is basically get this rig up and going. It's just all future stuff, so it'll open up, because that's a mini ATX case, so I can't fit UD3P into here. So that's my first step. The second step is to get a motherboard, processor, and a hard drive, and that's pretty much it. I might have 3 systems if I can get a power source also, which I think I will, because that's a very cheap Cooler Master power source, 550 watt power source. So I think this one I might go with a non-LED, probably around 700 watts, because one of these 2 systems are going to be in crossfire eventually. I am not sure which one will be. Probably the quad core though. And my future to get it to 4 gigahertz. That's all. I don't want any more, just 4 gigahertz on a quad core. Thanks for watching. Another thing that this case has that I really enjoy is basically the reinforced handle here. It's mostly plastic, but I think it's reinforced with some with metal also in there. It's steel, so I mean that is really good when you're always trying to get to the back of the case or whatever. I mean, fairly light. Yeah, so I love that part of it. Easy to get case around. I mean, like rather than having to wrap your arms around these behemoths here. I mean, it's good to have a good handle on it and take it to LAN parties and things like that. On the front here, basically we got a power source. I mean, a power button, reset, firewire, 4 USBs, which is nice because it has 4. I mean, most cases have 2, like the Antec here, but 4 is really nice. The mic and the headphone jack, and also a nice switch to turn off all the red, which I will never be using, just because I'm trying to keep the system green. And there's the start of what it's going to look like. I mean, basically what it's going to look like, but I'm going to have it set up in here, and it's going to look a lot cleaner and greener. So, because these LEDs on the fans are going to be, they're red that came with the factory system here. So, we'll be off and show what my plans are for the extra fans. It's kind of neat actually, because what this plate is here for is basically for when you go to LAN parties and stuff, and you know, you don't want your optical mouse or any of that, your keyboard or anything like that gets stolen. Basically what you do is you twirl it up in here and then lock it from the inside. So I mean that's a new feature, but I'll never be taking this to LAN parties most likely. But with the little hinges that are here, basically it fits my 80mm fan with a green LED nicely. All I have to do is just get some double-sided tape or Velcro tape or something and have it held up like that. I opened up the panels already to have the air flow through, and like you can see the fan right there. So that's one thing I might be doing to it when I get the system built. Another thing is I'll probably buy another one of these. There still is some, and I might have either set up one here and just zap tie or sticky tape or something. And then over here, I see there's tons of space, and remember that there's filters all the way through. The whole front is open, so there's right in here. I could probably stick another 120 or even 140mm fan zip tied or something, or maybe even screwed through these holes. I'm not sure. I'll try and figure it out and to have extra cooling. Yeah, this case is surprising me more and more as I look at it, because I mean, geez, because I'm only going to be using 1, maybe 2. The top one here is obviously going to be used by my CD drive, and if I needed Blu-ray or another CD drive or DVD drive, it can go right underneath. And there's still, what, 3 slots worth, which is basically 140mm size, I think. So I still have room to play around there. Yeah, wow, I can't wait. I can't wait to start building this, because you can have just tons of fans running here, even more than the Antec, I think. So it'll be 140, 120 or 140 up here, another 120 for the graphics card, or 80, whatever I got, another 180 over here, and then the 120 that's already here, and then the 140 that's up here. So I mean that'll be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, sorry. That's about the same as what my Antec has right now, not including the power source fan and the graphics card, because it would be 9, but 7 is what the number is.